Good morning, children. I hope you all had a fantastic day yesterday. Ted's all bright and ready to have his lesson today. Today we are going to be learning some more new words. Our new words are going to be postman, postwoman, envelope, van, and stamp, and letter. Those are our words for today. So what I want you to do, I want you to think, what job does a postman do, or a postwoman? What do they do? Try and tell your grown-ups what they do. Do they deliver letters? Or do they make cakes? Or do they go shopping? Or do they post letters to other people? Or do they post letters to you and in your family, in your house? So what job does a postman do? Does anybody have any ideas of what kind of van he drives, the postman has? What colour it is? And have you seen your postwoman or your post lady or your postman? Have you ever seen them in the morning? Also, on an envelope, what B's on top of the envelope? So you got an envelope and it's all sealed, but there's something in the corner that you have. It's a stamp. It's called a stamp. So before we post any letters, we need to put a stamp on it. We need to address it to the person that we're going to be sending the letter to, and then we need to put a stamp onto it. Today I'm going to be reading you a story about the postman. He's a very, very, very busy postman. So listen carefully to the story with Ted and tell the story to your grown-ups afterwards. Make sure you remember the story. And if you do forget it, you can always play back the video again and listen to Ted's story. Right, so Ted. So one day, the postman started to work very early in the morning. He had lots of letters to deliver. He had to use his bike because his van had broken down. Peter had a bag filled with envelopes of different size and colours. Peter put the bag in the envelopes into the front of his bike and he pedalled out of the gate. Peter was whistling happily to himself as he circled along. All of a sudden, a big gust of wind blew a bag of rubbish in front of Peter's bike. Peter was taken by a surprise and he fell off his bike. His bag of envelopes flew away onto the floor, into the air. Peter watched as the bag of envelopes got stuck in a tall tree. Peter didn't know what to do. He had hurt his leg and he couldn't reach the bag. How was he going to get the letters delivered? He needed to call his friend for help. Peter phoned his friend Andy. Andy drove an ambulance and helped people who were hurt. Andy came and looked at Peter's leg. Soon Peter was up on his feet again. He also phoned Fiona, the firefighter, to come along and help him. Fiona had a fire engine with a big ladder and could reach the bag of envelopes. To get it down from the tree, Peter's friend Polly was driving past and she saw all the excitement. Polly was a police officer and she helped people in trouble. She rushed over to see if she could help. Peter explained what had happened. His bike was completely broken. Polly gave Peter a lift into the village in her police car. There Peter was able to get a new bike and deliver his letters. Peter was very tired by the time he got home, but he felt very lucky to have good friends. The next day, Peter used his new bike to deliver special gifts to all his friends, just to say thank you. So that was our story for today. So what I'm going to be talking about now is some of the things that we see postmen do. So before he comes and delivers the letters, they go into a van. And there's the postman and the envelope. Remember, we need to seal the envelopes. And there's a stamp. So we need to put a stamp on our envelopes. Our letters might be delivered to other cities by train because they go faster. The train goes faster. So instead of delivering it by car or a van, they might put onto the train, at the back of the train, and then goes to the post office, the Royal Mail post office, where all the letters are sorted. And there's our envelope and our parcels. Remember the parcels that Ted delivered as gifts. And our stamp. And here's the where all the letters are kept by the bike. So when he delivers the letters, he opens up the lid and gets the letters out. And that's the Royal Mail postman van that people drive, the postwoman or postman drives in the morning when he has his letters in there. And those are letterbox. So if you've got a letter to post to anyone, or especially now that Christmas is going to be coming and we're posting all these Christmas cards, this is where we've got to go and put our Christmas cards. So just to recap our story that we've read. So there's a postman happily going to deliver his letters. And that's when the gush of wind came and all the bag of letters fell down and the bag went up in the tree. There's the bag gone up in the tree and his bicycle broken and he's hurt his leg as well. That's when his friend, the ambulance person, came to help him, and the firefighters came to get the parcel off the ladder. So this bag off the ladder. And that's the policeman. He came when he gave him a lift and he went to get a new bike. And then off he's going again to deliver his letters again. So that's what the story for today. So all I want you to do is draw a postman, an envelope with a stamp on it and a letterbox. So if you can draw that for me, that'll be absolutely fine. And if you post it on Class Dojo and Mrs. Deanser can have a look at it, and then I can have a look at them as well. So thank you for coming today to our TED session, and hopefully see you tomorrow again. So thank you. Bye.